Hello, everybody. As always, thanks for clicking on. This is Late Night America, and this is the American Doofus channel. And we do thank you very much for watching. Hello, Hellraiser. What's up? Sassy Pants, Pooh Scissors, GA from CA, Hungry Camel, Dean Wall, Lisa Hurley, Jicky, TCL. Good to see everybody. And tonight, the schedule, have a little news at the beginning, as we always do. And then we are going to have Lori Arnold and Mag Americas, Mags for short. And we're going to have a talk. Let's get ready to rumble. No, we're not going to rumble. We're going to have a great conversation, and I'm not going to. Here's how it's going to work when we get to that point. I've got 3 questions for each one of them, and I'm going to alternate, ask each one a question, and limit the interaction between, let them answer their question, because they're different topics. Okay, anyway. And then after that, just going to kind of let them ask each other, as long as, it's not screaming and shouting over the top of each other and interrupting. And I'm going to monitor, and that's how it's going to play out. So, again, thanks everybody for being here. There's Mag now, Mag Americas. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Oh, and let me see if I can do something here. Hey, Bad Boy Aries. Hi, Summer Blossom, Flower Child, Susan Wills, Ellie, Sherry Beeman. Hi, Cunning Stunt. I'm trying to, it says post a comment. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to put up an emoji. But Dr. Justice for All, Donna, Debbie Messy, Christy, Beautiful Day, Annette Park. I wanted to try to put up an emoji, have an official doofus emoji. But hi, Proud Army Girlfriend. Hi, Jules. But all it'll let me do is type on here, and I have no idea how to do it on my laptop keyboard. So I'm not going to waste any time with that. Again, I'm going to say hello. Hello, Shu. Christ Sanderson. I'm here for Mags. Mags will be on soon. TP for Freedom. Okay. For those, I'll go over this a couple of times. As far as the chat, this isn't an echo chamber. This isn't, if you don't, this, you can disagree with each other. Try to do so respectfully. The rules are pretty simple. No hate, no threats, and I think that's it. Hello, Bunny. We can work out an interview sometime, but I was only here for the Lori talk. Yeah, we will do that. I'd like to do that, Mags. I'd like to work out a time when we can have a conversation. And Robert Escobar. So, with all that being said, hello to everybody. And if this is getting restreamed, hello to those watching on. I know it's getting restreamed in a couple of different places. So, Hello to everybody watching on the restream. Hello to everybody in the chat. Faith and Country. Yeah, that's the problem with having, discussions can get messy, and democracy is messy, and and it can get messy. It doesn't have to be hateful, and it doesn't have to get so messy that that we turn our backs on each other, and we forget that we're, you know, as I'm going to be talking about, we're in a situation where we might find it absolutely completely necessary for survival to everybody just put all this crap aside and and understand we're all in this together. But that's for down the road here a minute. Sissy McLeod, Sissy, there are potentially, my gosh, the chat's flying. Sissy, there are a couple of other mods, and we're going to try to. I mean, we're not going to go crazy or anything, but any threats, any hate, you get a timeout warning, and then sorry, because there's places you can do that. American Doofus channel, if necessary, shut the chat down. I hope we don't have to do that, and I imagine people are going to be watching pretty intently when Mags and Lori are on. So there may not be a lot of chat. There may just be a lot of popcorn. And darn it, I wanted to put the doofus emoji out so that everybody would know, because Doe's got his donut, and people have their thing, and I've got one that I think represents. I've got one I think represents the American Doofus show. All right, let's get to it. Let's go and get started. Again, thank you all for being here, and again, it's all about trying to be respectful. What do we want to start with? I know what we need to start with because it's here, basically. Just a quick reminder that in some states you need to be registered to vote 30 days ahead of Election Day. Election Day is November 8th. Today is officially October 9th. In the eastern part of the United States, 12:12 a.m. And this is the website vote.gov. That's all you have to type in, vote.gov, and select the state you're in. It'll check. You can check to see if you're registered, and if you're not registered, it will help you get registered. It will tell you the voter registration deadlines. Again, check your registration. So just a reminder, you may be in one of those states and not be aware of it, or you may think that you're registered and not realize you've been purged from the voting roll for whatever reason it may be. And it's important, in my opinion, and again, if you are so inclined, and I do hope you are, because it is our most effective way, and it's the effective way of making change. No matter what change you seek, this is the most effective way of making it happen. And I know a lot of people don't don't necessarily trust elections or believe their vote counts. And I totally understand both. I understand that. But your vote does count. And, or at least it should. And I'm hoping that we continue to have free and fair elections as our democracy requires. So, again, take that information, do with what you wish. That's what we do here. We don't tell you what to think or how to think. Give you things to think about. Some of the things you'll go, oh, poo-poo. Some of the things you go, oh, I never thought about that. Voting is something that people have died for. People have given their lives so that our country can continue to be free and we can continue to vote. And I don't think it should be taken lightly. All right, off of my soapbox on that. That, again, is just my opinion. No requirement for it being yours. We got a lot of new viewers to the channel. And I know you're here for Mags. Mags is going to come up. And I know that others are here for Lori, and Lori's going to come up. But a lot of you, especially those of you that are on the 1776 side, let's say, just for point of reference for this episode, you've probably not seen a lot of the humorous content that has been generated, because a lot of it does not hold 1776 in a favorable light. But try to have a sense of humor and take a look at some of the stuff that is out there, because there are some creative geniuses as far as the internet putting some stuff out there. The dolls, Baldy Banks, and I played a Baldy Banks video and I got hit with a copyright. So I just referenced Baldy Banks. He's got a couple of really funny videos. And Just a Lazy Gamer. These are just some sites that everybody knows. Just a Lazy Gamer, I'm sure, on all sides. But there are some sites that just put out some, if you can have a laugh at yourself, so to speak. There's some funny stuff out there, and I'm going to reference one of those talented people, and a very something that'll make you smile. His name's Canadian Carl, if you haven't heard of him. Canadiankarl, and he's got some really funny videos. This was his latest, and I'm not even showing it, am I? Nope. Let me get there real quick, because that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to show the video. I'm just going to show you real quick. Canadian Carl, Canadiankarl, and this was just put out today. And he's got a catalog of stuff. And he, it's not about, with him, it's not about clout. It's not about, it's just about what he's passionate about and what he believes, and he puts it out in a very creative way. So, just wanted to introduce those of you that are in the 1776 contingent. Thank you all for being here, by the way. And if you're one that can have a laugh, um, there's some funny stuff out there, and it's not always about hate. It doesn't have to be about hate. It should never be about hate, but too often it's about hate. Um, so let's get to our breaking news. And for if you're brand new, thank you for being here. Consider hitting the subscribe button. What we do every episode, we start out with what mainstream media is saying is going on. The New York Times says the blast on the Crimean Bridge deals a blow to Russia's war effort. Um, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that story coming up. Texas police office or fires officer who shot a teen sitting in his car in a fast food parking lot. That's from the Guardian. Washington Post says the New York hospital to pay $165 million to 147 victims of Dr. Robert Hayden. Tampa Bay Times, Hurricane Ian's death toll, dozens drowned in a Florida storm surge. Those that watch the program know that thanks to Reed Timmer, we got to see the storm surge with the eye of the storm actually coming in where he was at, and then eventually led to his vehicle getting washed away. Imagine that force, that water, pounding on a mobile home or a modular home, and how quickly it would flood and how easily people got trapped in that storm surge. I don't like to think about it. The LA Times, why are California's gas prices so high and supplies so unstable? Um, Perhaps somebody in chat has an answer for that, because um, I just say good question. And finally, from CNN, North Korea fires 2 ballistic missiles, according to South Korea and Japan. And we're going to talk about that story, and we're going to do that coming up right here in a minute. Again, hello to everybody. Thank you all for watching. Um, this is what we call basically crowdsourced, open-sourced media. And we try to get a lot of things as close as we can from the actual sources. And we run down fairly quickly in most cases. This is for those that are watching for the first time. They're wondering what's going on. Here's the stories that have been happening, and there may be some things that those of you that only watch one particular media source, there may be some things that you're not even aware of going on. And it doesn't matter which one particular media source that happens to be. All right, here we go. According to Reuters, thousands of protesters took part in a rally for reproductive rights dubbed the Women's Wave in Washington, D.C. Again, this is from Reuters on Twitter. And Anarchy Princess, for those, everybody on all sides knows who Anarchy Princess is or familiar with her. She was at this rally, and she does have footage, so I direct you to her channel when we get done. And this is from Iran, and there are revolutions happening all around the world. This might be the most unlikely of them all. In Iran, an incredible scene. Riot police uniting with protesters against the regime. This came in 3 hours ago. let me go back to the beginning. Let me pull this up so that it doesn't collapse on us. And we'll see here, right here, this gentleman there, and right here. That's incredibly significant. And if this is happening in more than one location in Iran, then the government crackdown is going to be even more severe. And but I hope they succeed, personally. That's just my opinion. Again, we're just giving you things to think about, not telling you what to think or how to think. And this comes in, the Islamic Republic state-owned TV network was hacked during a Khomeini address. This came in 9 hours ago. And the message, "The blood of our youth is dripping from your fingers." And another message displayed, "Rise up and join us." And the group Anonymous, responsible for that interruption of the cleric leader's address. A lot of potential dangerous places in the world. State Department has them all listed. This is their latest list of do not travel. And we've talked about almost all of these places within the past 6 weeks here on the program. Of course, Chris tipped us off about the Burkina Faso, the coup in Burkina Faso, and a captain of the army orchestrated a coup against the president, a successful coup. Normally it's a general, normally it's a very high-ranking military official, and but a captain in Burkina Faso. So the question becomes, who's behind it now? But we sometimes get comfortable and think, there's no way there's ever going to be a nuclear exchange between Russia and the United States. But if you look at this list, there's a lot more potential partners in conflict, if you will. And again, my major concern at this moment is there's some kind of event, an accidental event, even something that is unintended, but yet is looked at as intended, and it sets everything off. Too many hotspots at the moment, and too many of them are large. And one of them is just this rogue little country with known as North Korea, with a bunch of gall. And today again, 2 missiles fired. And the trajectory put one of them headed towards Japan. And these aren't texts from just Joe in Japan. These came from the Prime Minister's office of Japan, basically instructing their agencies and organizations as to what to do, and they did indeed go on emergency alert. The emergency alert was triggered because North Korea launched a suspected ballistic missile, and it can get real at any second. Now, we mentioned the this is going to get real too. We mentioned Russia and the Crimean Bridge. This was Putin's pride and joy, and still is, because it is still functional technically. Um, but to have this attack happen, and have it happen one day after his birthday, and the amount of pressure that is going to put on him within his own country and within his own government. Um, Reports coming in that that there's concern about a military coup, and uh, this is significant what happened, and I'm going to show you a couple of different things here along with it. This again, um, the bridge that links the Russian territory, the Russian land, with Crimea, which is an occupied territory of Ukraine. Um, that bridge was attacked, we are assuming, um, shortly after I went off the air last night, and I was up until about 6 o'clock in the morning working with some people, looking at some of the things we're showing now. So the attack happened. Here's the response from inside Ukraine when the announcement came. So happy they were. Now this is something we're gonna watch and be able to watch a couple of times here because it's looped. Um, the initial report was that it was an improvised explosive device in a truck, and we got some views coming up. Um, there was a lot of question, a lot of back and forth amongst experts, analysis, and I sat back and watched and listened. And as to the location, because they were on this within 30 minutes of it happening anyway. Um, Watch right here. Watch right under this section of the highway. Something comes in there. I'll pull it back up here so that well, hang with me. And we're going to get to Mags and Lori Arnold. We're just about done here, but these are things that you need to think about, because they can, like it or not, support it or not, we are in a global economy, and we are in a environment where an incident not anywhere close to us has significant impact on us. So again, let me get out of the bookmark and get to this. Again, right here. Boom. So initially it was, okay, these are waves. These are just waves coming in. Why aren't there waves coming in down here? Why are the waves only right here? There's a little splash right here that's visible. And again, you see the truck right here. This is the truck that is to blame at the moment. But did something happen down here? A couple more views to show you. That's not one of them. A couple of more views to show you. Okay, this is a still. Uh, the roadway is here, and the train portion of the bridge is up here. When the bridge was blown, um, rail. These are gas rail cars. None of them exploded, but one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Look like they have 8 caught on fire. Um, that's another view. And then this, I want to pull up full screen. So, pretty significant. And if you happen to be you happen to be an engineer or a munitions expert or anything like that, um, go ahead and let the chat know what you think happened there. Uh, was the bridge blown up from underneath? Did a missile come in from the top? Was it a truck improvised explosive device? All of them are potentially what the situation is. But again, we try to do this. We try to show you things that you're not going to see on mainstream, and let you determine for yourself what you think. Not telling you how to think. This is this. I'm showing this because this is going to be a topic, and I'm showing this as a transition into bringing up Mags and bringing up Lori Arnold. So I'm showing this flyer so everybody can get a good look at it, and there we go. Because again, it's going to be a topic of conversation. And let me do this. I know Mags is here. I think I imagine Lori is here. And this is just for the two of them. StreamYard, right here, for Lori. Well, there it is, right here, for Lori and for Mags, and we will get them up here. Lori posted. Is Lori not here? Mags, it's not an interview. Wait, Lori starts her screaming, "I'm out of here." Okay, hold on a second here. Max Smith. 3 bunnies and 1 or 2 failed to detonate. The third of what they plan to set off. Yes, failed mission. Okay. Here we go. Mags is here. Lori is here. Hop in here, Lori. That's good. We want supporters of both here. And here they are. Hello, hello, hello.
What's up?
How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Okay, awesome. We got volume from both, and it sounds good. And I think we're gonna have some productive conversation here. Okay. Again, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Hi,
All
Laura.
right. Lori, Mag said hi.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Okay, all right. I didn't think you heard him. That's why I
No, I didn't.
pointed it out so that, if we don't
Not ignoring.
get something from the start. All right. I'm going to ask a question of Lori first.
Okay.
We'll go ladies first. Um, and then I'll ask a question of Mags. And depending on the answers and the amount of time, I've got other questions if we need. If not, we'll just kind of let you two have conversations after this. All right, Lori,
Yes, sir.
what motivated you to go down and mess with the squirrels?
Oh, with the squirrels.
Yeah.
Um,
Why did you go
well,
to Tennessee?
why did I go to Tennessee? Because it's multifaceted. There's more than one reason.
Okay.
But I have addressed it before that they had made threats, which they made threats towards me, which I don't really take too much stock in. But they had been sending people to some of my mods' homes, such as Billy. They had been doxing them, their phone numbers, their addresses, and things like that. And on top of that, there's a question that I've always had about the bus people. And so a lot of people that I know have had questions about that. And so I went down to figure out kind of what was going on down there, if there was something going on down there, and just to figure out because I what I know that I can't really say yet because I wait for facts before I try
Okay.
to really put something out. But I have a lot of suspicions of a lot of stuff that's been going on from the convoy all the way to 1776 to now the squirrels and the bus people all along. These people have lost their children so many times and they don't watch them. And there was a lot of questions about, well, I don't want to spread rumors, but there was a lot of questions that I wanted answered.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mags, I, I, I have probably what many will say is the biggest question. Um, there have been so many accusations made about what 1776 is doing and what they're about. Can you set everything straight? What is the purpose of the 1776 restoration movement in a relatively short amount of time?
Yeah. Essentially, on a side note, I know I had said before, I really wasn't here for an interview. I wanted to talk to Lori one-on-one.
Yeah, we'll do that here as soon as.
I'm happy to sit down with you and do an interview
Okay.
on this, but I'll answer this question. It's essentially to educate, activate, and motivate patriot groups all across the country to stand up together and fight for our constitutional rights. Essentially.
Okay. All right.
Simple as it
All
gets.
right. Lori basically got 1776 out of a rally that's coming up. Do you have something to say about that? And that will probably allow the exchange between the two of you to take off naturally.
Yeah, sure. I guess my question would be why. That would be my question. What motivated you to make those phone calls and do that?
Do I get the answer?
Absolutely. I'm going to sit back
I'm
now.
ready for this one.
You guys talk, and as long as as long as everybody can understand everything, I'm just going to sit back.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll look this way because I maybe not be looking at you. Now I'm looking at Mags. Hey. So no, seriously, why did I do this? Because I care about, first of all, the one of the candidates that is actually speaking at that rally. I know him personally, and I know I've been involved with him, and I know people who are very interested in his campaign. This is a death sentence for his campaign. 1776 being there is a death sentence for his campaign. It will destroy Don't Tread on Me, Indiana, which is doing good work. It will destroy the other person that was going to be speaking there. And these are freedom movements that I have been working very hard with different freedom movements in my state. And I will not have this group come in and destroy what we have worked so hard for.
How would you say we're going to destroy, just out of curiosity, if you elaborate a little bit on that?
The pedophilia.
What pedophilia?
The gentleman from Don't Tread on Me called Hippie Mama a pedophile because he went to her website and looked at the active underage role play that she does, daddy and girl and mommy and boy. Do you not understand, Mags, that is stuff that nobody will accept in a patriotic movement?
But
no conservative. You just said
you just said you based calling him and doing that off of what he said. That doesn't make any sense.
What?
You just said, did you not just say that whoever the guy that was in charge of I'm not super familiar with the movement out there. The guy that you just said that called us pedophiles or whatever it was.
He didn't call you a pedophile. He called Hippie Mama a pedophile after he went to her website.
Right, but I asked you why you did it, and outside you said the candidate, fine, but then you said pedophilia. You said pedophilia, but then are you basing that off of what that guy said? Because that's where you went after that. It seems like, what I wanted you to elaborate on why exactly you felt you needed to try to shut us down out there. Is there a reason outside of the candidate? Because I understand that, I suppose. But is there a reason?
Dude, it's not just the candidate. Why do you think I'm coming against you, period? Because you're trying to infiltrate. 1776 is trying to infiltrate into the patriotic movements. You just said you're trying to get into the patriotic movements. We don't want the pedophilia. I fight against this stuff every day in the schools.
Are you speaking for the whole patriotic movement right now? No. You said we don't want the pedophilia, and
yes,
and
that's
on the presumption.
For every patriotic group, absolutely, nobody wants pedophilia in the group.
Of course we don't. No, who wants that? That's on the presumption that we're still like active. You're acting as if we're running in there to try to catch people's kids and do all kinds of weird stuff. That's not what's happening.
The person in charge of your finances does underage role play and lives in an RV with children who have disabilities and pedophiles. What would you call it?
Where are you getting that from? She did those. Yes, she did those videos. As far as I understand it, that was over in April of 2021.
It's an active website that is being
right that she does not own rights to, and I'm not going to defend other people's decisions. I'm not here to defend her decisions, but I'm not going to judge her either. And as far as it goes, that's over with. It's been over with for long since before this mission ever even started. None of that stuff went on as far as I know. None of that stuff went on site, and it hasn't been going on since April of 2021.
How many pedophiles?
My understanding is that she doesn't own the website or whatever. I'm not gonna get. I don't know. I don't get into all the drama.
You can explain that to the people. You can explain that to every patriotic group that you try to enter, because I'm going to tell them, and they're going to go to that website, and then I'm going to show them every single pedophile that you allow in there. I'm going to show
them.
Wait, I'm still talking. I showed him also the video where Vern raised money for a convicted pedophile bandit.
Vern's not part of 1776.
Yeah, Vern is part of 1776. Don't start bullshitting on what are you saying by what's a part of 1776? Y'all are supporters of 1776. You all are together.
Mags, do you mean member? Because I understand there's a membership. Do you consider someone a supporter of 1776? You say he's not part of 1776. Do you have to be a member, a paid member, to be part of 1776? No. What's it mean to be 1776?
Yeah, I'm just saying that he's never worked with us on anything. He's an outsider that supports the movement. Yeah.
Okay.
But and again, I'm not here to explain other people's positions or that's not my place to do that. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to figure out why, after the mistakes were made and rectified, noticed, admitted the mistakes, corrected the mistakes, said those mistakes wouldn't be made again. Uh, why it's still the pedo word, because it doesn't apply anymore. You know what I
How
mean?
many
Like
pedophiles
I get, I
in
get,
your
I
movement?
get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How many pedophiles do you admit to being in your movement? Having
Uh,
been in your movement or whatever?
in the movement, as far as I understand it, Bandit was the only one that was like in the movement. The Frankie guy came out for, I think he was there for 2 days, and then he left. I talked to him personally, so his story is actually kind of remarkable if you listen to the whole thing. It's it's uh, it's a lot of tragedy and stuff in his story. He got up on the last um, rally that we did before we went. It was like January or July 3rd. I think we had a rally that day. He got up and spoke that day. They gave him the mic, and he went up and told his story. And it's pretty remarkable story of redemption. You know, he's a Christian that's on fire, and I wish him the best of luck. You know, I'm not here to judge anybody. And as far as Bandit goes, uh, David came out and said on one of his live streams, you know, hey, I made a mistake. Uh, Yada yada yada. Kind of explained what the situation was surrounding it. And said that he wasn't going to do that again. You know, obviously, you know, no one does that. Whatever. Anyway, he said he wasn't going to do it again, and is making the corrections to do it. Purged people from the movement. What else do you want him to do? Like what else do you want us to do? The people that are left in this group are patriots that have just give and give, right? Honest to God, I don't see anyone in that movement that's really, you know, that's in the movement that is like a bad person. I don't do background checks on everybody. Don't get me wrong. I didn't go sit here in my house and do a background check on everybody, but I've spent time with them. And whenever I first got in the movement, it was to do something with the website. So I worked on the website for like a week or so, and then I went down there because I was like, I need to meet the people that I'm working with, make sure everything's on the up and up, especially after what happened with TPC and all that garbage. I wanted to make sure it was on the up and up. And along the way, Santa's messages never changed. I'm kind of curious, to be honest with you, because I believe, weren't you like, you were cool with him at one point? So what happened? Is it just the Bandit mistake that happened, or is it like something else? Because if I remember, I don't know the facts on this because I wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You were around before I was. I didn't come
Yeah.
around until the website started getting worked on. I wasn't involved in TPC. We went out there one
I
day.
Yeah, when
Go ahead. I'm
TPC
sorry.
when TPC ended, and David took over and started to make it 1776. I stayed for a little bit trying to make that work, and I saw very quickly that it was not going to work, and I left. Then I came back. I was watching it from afar in Texas, and I started seeing the pedophile thing, and I started getting a hold of everybody in the People's Convoy that I knew to tell them, please stop. Tell David to stop this. Um, Texas, my friend Texas, he called David. He texted David and told him, "Don't do this. Letting pedophiles into the movement is going to destroy it." And David wouldn't listen to him. So I started making videos in Texas and then posting them because I couldn't lie. And then I got a call that other people were going down there to protest you all. And so I came down to join, to help with this protest because I was absolutely livid. You may see Frank Ledford as a joyful Christian story. I see it as a sickening thing of a man using Christianity to pull one over people's eyes because he's a pedophile. Okay? I see Bandit pulling the same thing where he tells everybody this bullshit story that he made up. And whether that's true or not, I believe that he's lying. You may believe that he's true, or some people believe it's true. It doesn't matter. The point is, he's both of them. Level 3 convicted pedophiles. You never, and I mean nobody, ever lets a convicted sex offender live with children in a parking lot. Dude, he made a bad decision, and it was such an egregious decision that it is following you, and it will follow you everywhere you go. It was why you were kicked out of the rally.
You're following us. It's not following us.
And
It's
I'm
following us
revealing the
because
truth
you're out there
everywhere you
screaming
go,
and
and
yelling.
people don't like it. People don't
sorry.
like pedophiles.
No shit.
But
No
you guys
shit. Who
let
the
him
hell?
in with children. I have the shirt right here. He's a pedophile.
Right,
And
and
you let
that's
him in with children.
but this is the point, right? Isn't this the point? That's over now, and you're still hung up on it, and that's your main thing, so that
Your
you
people
can
are
drift
still
and make
getting
your
money for him. You're still begging for money for him. He
Who's
is
begging
still
for
part.
money
He's
for
a
him?
part of the
You're
LLC
talking
that
about
owns
somebody.
your company.
You're talking
You
about
are a
somebody
company,
that's
not a movement. I'm finished. I'm gonna finish. You are a company, not a movement. And he was one of the founders of the Freedom Outlaws, which is the LLC that owns that, right?
the LLC that owns what?
That isn't the LLC Freedom Outlaws? Isn't Freedom Outlaws involved in that?
Involved in what? I missed that
The
part.
LLC are the Freedom Outlaws involved with 1776.
Like as an LLC, as the group?
Yes.
Not that I know of. No, I know
Are
Bandit
they
or not
involved in
Bandit,
your
but
group, period?
D. I'm sorry.
Are they involved in your group, period? Because we see them all over in your. I've got all kinds of video of them in your Bunker Hill. I'm sorry, parking lot in Bunker Hill.
Yeah, from back then, but I don't. I know D. D's a member of that. He's involved as much as you could say.
And
But
isn't he the boyfriend of the person who got you kicked out? Hippie Mama.
got us kicked out of what?
He's the one that got you kicked out.
You're saying hippie
That
got us
man
kicked
went
out?
to her website. Do you not think that's
No,
everybody's
no.
going to see that
You
website?
got us kicked out, not hippie. You yelling and screaming and being
Thank
obsessed
you.
with this whole situation and
No,
drifting
dude, I
and
made a
making money
phone
off
call.
it.
I made one phone call. And guess what? People started calling me because I'm an activist in Indiana, a conservative activist in Indiana. And I work with these people, and I've been putting my fucking ass into this.
You haven't
These people know me.
explained why you did it still, like why you're still at it though. You haven't explained that. It's
because
I know
you
why,
are bringing the pedophiles even to Washington, D.C. You have brought them in with children.
What are you
What
talking
the hell?
about?
I'm not going to let you guys.
I'm not here for you to scream and yell and make the same
screaming.
baseless accusations that you continuously make with no
What's my
facts to back
baseless
them up.
accusation?
The old
What
stuff.
baseless
This is
accusation
what I
am
didn't
I
want to
making?
do, Lori. You can't
What's-
you can't just stand there and scream and yell like you do when you're on the corner out there yelling and screaming in the middle of the night. Ridiculous. Like I honestly think you need to get yourself a little bit of help and think about you a little bit, because, and I don't want to get into personal stuff. I'm not going to do that. I don't go down that road. I'm just here to have a conversation with you and figure out why you're still at this, because it doesn't make any sense to me. If your purpose was to get rid of the pedophiles, then the pedophiles are gone.
But the pedophiles.
What is the continued? Hang on. What is the continued purpose? What is your continued purpose to do this? I guess that's my question.
My continued purpose?
Yeah, like why you following us everywhere and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Because you still have pedophiles involved in your group.
Who?
You have let pedophiles.
What pedophiles are involved in our group? Who? Give me a name. We'll purge a pedophile out of the group. Tell me the name.
I'll send it to you. I just got the information.
Tell me here. Why can't you do it here?
Dude, I'll tell you when I feel like telling you.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
I will send you the information.
That's what I thought.
I'm not going to do it on the live because I'm not going to do it right this second for you.
Okay.
Go there. We know.
So basically, you have nothing on that. You just made an accusation. You can't back it up, which is typical.
You tell me what baseless accusations I have made.
The one you just
tell
did.
me the lies.
You just said that there's a pedophile in the group now. Who?
And I said I
tell
will
me so we can fight together to get this pedophile out of the group, because I don't want any pedophiles in the group.
To you.
Oh, there's two of us.
I will send it to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said there was two of us. I want to know who it is so I can purge this person out of the group if this is legitimate. If it's legitimate.
Okay, I think the thing is
the premise is that you think is that now people assume that you have some name of a pedophile that's in our group, and that's
ridiculous. Dude, it's all over Twitter. Go look.
I don't go that.
Put in 1776 RM and go look. It's all over Twitter. Yeah, and then you got to go look. You got to do your due diligence, and you got to go look up the record, and then you got to see the pictures of him with 1776 that he posted on Facebook. Okay.
You talking about the stuff that? Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Time out. Lori, Are you saying you don't want to say the name because you don't want to dox the person and have the person's um, identifying information put out there on the
I will.
internet? Is that
There's
what
a
you're
whole.
is that what you're saying? That is that why you don't want to say who it is now?
Yes, I don't want to address this. That is not the point. Is that they're this person? Yes, I don't
Exactly
need
the
to
point.
dox their name right this second. It's all over the internet, and I will send it later.
Okay,
I've got.
but you will you do have information,
Yes.
and you will share it with Mag's email or to text or however. All right.
When should I expect that? Just so,
When
so,
I
should
can
that, so
when
there's a,
should when should he expect that?
send me your. What's the email? Like somehow, I'm Lori Arnold 95 at gmail.com.
Okay, Mag, send her an email.
And I'll email you back with the information.
There you go. Okay, and then I'm sure one of the two, or somebody's going to come back in a day or so and say, okay, this is what happened, or that there's nothing to this, and but I agree, we don't put the name out. Don't
it's never
share
been
the
an
name
issue with
here.
her before. It's never been an issue before to put the name out. That's what you do. You stand there and scream people's names and try to get them to conversate with you and argue with you so that you can get content so you can grift and make money off your videos.
Well, hold on a
It's
second. Hold on a second. Mags, you're going to come back on here. So you will be able to tell us, did Lori send you the information? And because we're not going to do it this time. All right. Yes, she has yelled names out, whatever, in the past. But in this particular circumstance, let's do it back channel. And that way we keep everything on the up and up, and nobody we don't get this conversation taken down because we doxed somebody. Now, you guys, Lori, how many sex offenders are involved in your opinion with 1776? Is it now you say there's one still there? There were
There's
two in the past. Is that it?
oh, there's one that we just found out about. Okay. And there's pictures that he has put up of him at 1776 Restoration Movement at
Okay,
Bunker
this
Hill.
is the one that you're going to send
Yes.
Mags the information
Yes.
on. Okay,
And
I'm talking about other than that, or is that it? Can we move to a
no,
different?
there's a couple others, but I have to be really careful how I speak on your show because
Yeah.
I have some
Yeah.
restraints.
especially when you're lying.
Okay, all right.
So
Yes,
I have to be careful how I speak.
I appreciate that. All right, now go back to.
So I would say the number is anywhere because like we have to make sure that they actually are. Just because somebody says they are is not good enough. For
Okay,
real. We laugh,
yeah.
but it's true. You can't just call somebody a sex offender and they're a sex offender.
Right.
They need to be a registered sex offender before you go blasting them out.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the number, they're always saying, people are always saying, well, there's up to 6. Well, you got to count, So some people will say up to 6 people. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to put an actual number because you'd have to sit and list them all out. We have Bandit. We have Frank Ledford. There's 2 others that I can't mention. And then there's the other guy that I was talking about. So now that I've got 5.
So there's 5, but you can only mention 2. That's
and
classic.
then we got the hippie mama thing.
So that's the hippie mama thing is over. It's still out there, but it's over. As far as the research I've done on it, she doesn't own that website, so she doesn't have any ability to do anything with it, as far as I know. And again, I'm not here to make excuses for other people, but by all single, you can go down that. Oh, you could go down that single. It's a single mom, and how dare you judge what she decides to do to make some money to support her kids and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I don't like that that's out there. I hate that that's out there. However, I'm not going to judge her, and I'm judging her now off of what I've seen from her since I've met her, face to face, and the time that we spent together, and the time that I've gotten to know her somewhat. And as far as I'm concerned, she's never been anything but on the up and up with me and respectful and all that stuff. people make mistakes. You can't hold them to their mistakes for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean?
Mags, can I
for pedophiles I can, and for people who role play for pedophiles, absolutely I can.
Role play for
I
pedophiles.
role play for pedophiles, like Hippie Mama. She role plays
that's
on stage.
Role played.
Say role played then. So she catered to pedophiles and pretended like she was a mother with a boy or a daughter with a father, and you think that that's perfectly okay to have that person with children.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm asking if that's okay to let her live and be around the children in that parking lot.
I had my children there.
Shame on you.
You have no idea what you're talking. You've never even been in the gates. I don't believe.
Let me ask you about
when you got kicked out.
Why did Santa not tell people that he got kicked off the roster and he's not allowed to speak there?
I'm sorry?
Why did Santa not tell people that he got kicked off of the rally and he's not allowed to speak there?
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he? Okay.
Yes, he did. He's not on there anymore. Go look it up.
He's not on that flyer. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I talked to him. His name is Michael. He's the chaplain.
I know who he is.
Don't tread on me. Don't tread on Indiana.
I know who he is.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Mags, are you saying 1776 is going to be at the rally?
I'm saying we'll be having a rally on the 15th.
So here's what's happening, Doofus. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to get a counter protest going to get back at the rally owners, because Michael, the rally owner, told me that Santa said to him that he was doing the work of the devil by not letting him speak there and 1776 be there. And he said that man was very mad at him. And also the other gentleman, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. He's on the flyer, and he has the other organization, the Indiana organization. He also disconnected after he saw Hippie Mama's video or website, and he also disconnected. And the man said that they are also very mad at this gentleman, and they are trying to punish these people and to get me to go out there and counter protest. I'm gonna protect.
You're not gonna.
And I'm gonna protect this freedom movement.
You can't come out there because you have 6 ROs against you.
I am gonna protect them from you guys.
There's nothing to protect. We're not going out there to counter protest them.
You're trying to get counter protesters there by coming into
we're
a
not.
righteous
You're
movement,
just cuckoo. You're going a little bit nutty here. Calm down a little bit. Calm down a little bit and let somebody talk. You're making an accusation. I'm on the board of that. We're not going there to counter protest those people. So you can get that out of your mind.
No, you're going there to cause a counter protest by being there. You want to go there so that counter protesters will go there and ruin their rally.
You're just doing this.
A freedom rally. Shame on you. A freedom rally.
Notice who's yelling and all triggered and who's just talking. You don't know what you're talking about. But
I do. I know Danny Niedermeyer. I know Danny Niedermeyer.
That vile
and he's running
venom
for office, and shame on you for ruining his chances by ruining the rally. It's his last chance before the elections, and you are going to ruin that for him. And the GOP already he's a grassroots candidate, and the GOP already took him off the ticket on a technicality because they didn't like him, because he was a good conservative that could not be ruled by the establishment in the GOP. And you are now going to cause him to lose.
No, that sounds like if I don't know, I'm not familiar with the candidate, but that sounds.
He doesn't want anything to do with your.
Can I finish the sentence, lady? Holy triggered! Will you just calm down for a second? That sounds like an amazing politician. I'm not familiar with the guy, but that sounds amazing. If that's the way he is, that's exactly what we need. Why would we go there and counter protest somebody like that? That's not what we're doing.
Dude, he doesn't want you there.
Oh my gosh!
None of them want you there.
Triggered. Listen. Can you do that? We are not going there to counter protest that group. We are not going there to mess up the chances of any politician that apparently has a good head on his shoulders. That's not what is happening here. As many times as you want to preach and scream and yell, it doesn't make it true. Just like most of the other things you say aren't true. You just say them loud and loud and over and over again and over and over again.
You can't come up with anything. What am I lying about?
Are you serious? Everything you stand outside and yell like a banshee out there by the street about pedo supporters and all that other kind of garbage. That's garbage to attract attention to you so you can get viewers and controversy on your channel, and then maybe you can make a couple bucks. That's what this is about. Or you're mad because you got kicked out in the beginning.
I did get kicked out, or I'm an actual conservative activist that doesn't like pedophile supporting group coming in and infiltrating into our movements and ruining them.
That sounds like us too. We don't like pedophile groups coming in and
You are the
infiltrating
pedophile
either.
group, Mags.
No, we're not the pedophile group.
You are the pedophile group.
You're stuck in the past, I believe. And even if there was one, those pedophiles made it in and out, we know the story. That doesn't make us a pedophile group. Can't finish the sentence. You're too triggered, man. I knew that we couldn't do this. I knew you couldn't handle this.
Are you going to let me talk?
Are you serious right now? Because I've been letting you talk. You've been yamming the whole time. Go ahead. I apologize. You go ahead.
Are you saying that David is still on the roster?
I'm not commenting.
Ah, what I thought. It's already updated. All you got to do is go to Don't Tread on Me or Don't Tread on Indiana.org.
I've been there.
They've taken it off.
Do you think I don't know these things? I think I know quite a bit more than you think I do.
Why don't you just admit it?
Admit what?
That he was taken off.
That he was taken off? Yeah, I'll say he was taken off. Yeah, I will say that.
Was he put back on?
I have no comment.
I had to ask.
Of course. Yeah, no, it's understandable. I'm not understanding the point of this conversation at this point because, like she said, she keeps going back to the pedophilia thing, and that has been corrected. We don't like pedophiles. We don't want pedophiles in the group. I wouldn't have taken my own children to that place if I thought there was any chance there was anything even close to happening there. I'm not a fool.
David let pedophiles live there, convicted level 3 sex offenders, and he defended it. And you even admitted it that Frank Ledford was there for a couple days.
He defended it. Yes, he did defend it early on. And then we all, he came to his senses and made an apology.
Too late.
And made an apology and made the corrections that needed to be made. People make mistakes.
You did it. You stood by it. We tried to tell you not to do it, and y'all stood by it. And in the name of freedom, we will not give up our children. We will not hurt the children.
What is this? We will not give up our children. You're so dramatic. What is this? This is the case of a mistake that was made and corrected.
No, not
That's
one.
the end of it. I can't believe we're even having this conversation for this long about the pedophile thing. It's over. That's
because
over.
You've never been molested. Maybe you've never been molested.
Mags,
why would that change facts?
Mags,
how would that change facts? Oh, it's because you use your emotions to make your decisions, not facts. Right. I get you. Now it makes a little bit more sense.
Hold on just a second. Mags, you said earlier that she didn't have any idea what it was like because she was never inside the gates. Can you there were a lot of us that have no idea. Can you kind of, what was it like? Because from the outside, it didn't look like the greatest thing to be a part of.
Meaning, as far as because of what? I don't understand. When there was never an issue like that. That's why I understand. There was never an issue. When Frankie was there for those 2 days, we went over and talked to him when he got there, and we talked to him for a good 40 minutes. And we watched him the whole time he was there. We had him park in a certain spot. We had all that kind of stuff going on. There was security on him the whole time. That's the way it was handled. My children, I don't think my children were there that weekend, but if they were, I would have been fine with it. After speaking with that guy for 40 minutes and hearing his story, now I understand there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. But we listened to his story, and I'm a Christian, and I believe in redemption. And as far as what I heard, I was cool with it. Not cool with the crime. Don't try to twist the words. Not cool with the crime. I'm not cool with the actions. Cool with the redemption. Cool with who he seemed to be at this point. Cool with that. And there was security. We didn't. You act like we had like pedophiles out there just running around, and we had kids running around in their diapers and just here, have one, and we're all about pedophilia. Yay, pedophilia. That's ridiculous, and everyone knows it's ridiculous. It was a mistake that was made. It was corrected. We moved on. You haven't. Why not? Money.
Hold on just a second. You say
What money have I made?
Wait a minute, Lori. Mags, you say everybody knows, and not everybody knows, because this is the first time a lot of people are hearing that there was security on him, that you kept him in a set place. None of this was disclosed. There wasn't none of that was communicated. So, can you see how it's understandable that people make assumptions without information like you just shared with us?
The problem was that they made assumptions without almost any information. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay. All right, Lori, you have anything else?
I do. I got a question.
Okay.
Dude, Mags, I think you just don't get it. That you're able to overlook, and from what I'm hearing from you, I'm getting the sense that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, I'm getting the sense that you're from the camp of second chances for people, that people change, or is that?
Yeah, I believe in redemption.
Okay, so like, I absolutely do not believe in second chances for pedophiles with children. Absolutely never. That's me. So I think a lot of people are like me, and so like, everywhere you guys go, you're gonna get this. Think about this. I heard you're running for school board.
Everywhere you go, you're gonna get this. I'm not running for school board. Where do you get your information?
Okay, if you are running for school board, if you do, anybody that runs for anything, anybody where you guys go, do you not realize as soon as I tell them that you guys, about the pedophiles and all that you guys have done, and I let them listen, let me finish, and I let them listen to David himself explain why the pedophiles get to stay there on Wizzy's interview, and they listen to that stuff, do you think that they are going to welcome you in and say second chances for pedophiles?
When the truth is presented to them, yeah. You're talking about old shit. When you present them with old shit. Yeah, old shit. That's great. Old shit. You got old shit. We're only months old.
And you already fucked up this bad.
No, we haven't fucked up this bad. We're growing.
Is bad decision making, if nothing else.
We are winning.
Bad ass decision.
You are losing. It's over now. There's nothing. You have nothing left. You can say you can say the pedophile thing all you want. It's great. It's a great tactic because that word is undefensible. I get it. Anyone who even stands there and tries to defend against it, no, I'm not. They look like an idiot because they're accepting your premise. But your premise is ridiculous. It's incorrect. It's wrong. That's all there is to it. You can't. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm still at the same point where I don't understand why you're still doing this, because there's none of that is happening anymore. So
then why is the man in charge kick you guys out? Said David doesn't get to be there anymore. Why?
That's speculation. That's just what you're saying. I don't know anything about that.
No, you admitted it that he's not on there anymore, right?
I admitted that they took his name off that banner thing. Yeah, I'm admitting that they took his name. I'm sorry. I'm admitting that they took his name off the banner thing. That's all I'm saying.
Oh. Because you were asked about that, yeah. So you're saying that he's not disinvited, that he's still speaking at the rally.
I didn't say that.
Which are you saying? Speak up, come on.
No, that's privy. That's you're not privy to that information.
See, I am privy to that information because I talked to the man who disinvited him,
and you lied to the man that
right after his board made the decision. He called me, and you know what he said? Thank you. He said, Lori, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention.
Right, because you heard one side. Right, exactly. Right. And I think
tell him your side. He had already heard about the counter protesters. Y'all all tried to tell him about the Antifa and the left coming. Well, guess what? I am part of the right, dude. I have been putting my time in Indiana, and I've told you guys that you were going to get kicked right out, and that's what's happening. I work to keep pornography out of schools. I work for the kids. I work to stop all that.
Kids?
Everybody's kids that go to public schools should not have pornography in schools. There's all kinds of stuff that we do.
Agreed.
Yeah,
we agree on a lot.
People don't want anything to do with you because they hate pedophiles.
People don't want anything to do with us directly after they've spoken to you. After they've spoken to us, or after the other side of the story has been presented. Man, you are triggered. After the other side of the story has been presented, it's a different story usually. Of course, it's the same thing as like when you guys used to come down. I don't think you did this as much, but you did do it when you would come down to DC and you would go across the grass there, and you would scream horrible things and profanities and insult people on our side of the thing. And whenever we stood there and ignored you and you guys didn't get any content, then you started to reach out for each particular person and start to insult them. And after that was done, then you would be like, hey, how come you won't come over and talk to us? We just want to talk. And then you tell everybody, we just wanted to talk. They wouldn't come talk, but you leave out the fact that you just insulted us for 2 hours straight. You know what I mean? It's like you guys are a little bit delusional and you don't want to see, or maybe there's a reason you won't see what's really going on here.
What is
Mistakes
really
were
going on?
made. It's as simple as this. Mistakes were made. They were corrected and apologized for. And there we are. That's it. That's the end of the story. You keep trying to write extra pages to a book that's over.
So just, it's over? Because you said you're sorry? No, you guys made egregious mistakes. Even if it was just...
See, here's where it goes. Yes, okay.
Dude, obviously, you don't hate pedophiles.
Well, that's a ridiculous statement, isn't it? See, this is what I'm dealing with. Someone,
because anybody that hates pedophiles would never
wow,
give them a second chance and put them in the parking lot with children and say that's okay.
You're acting
and you guys defended that.
You're talking like they were out in the street doing pedophilia, and then they walked into the camp, and we were like, oh, come on in. That's old.
We don't know what they were doing, do we? Because you guys stopped live streaming where the pedophiles were living. Y'all stopped live streaming and made it all so that nobody can see them. Or don't you think that's funny?
Right now?
Said it.
You're serious
People
right
didn't
now?
know what the hell was going on because you guys were hiding it.
Why did they stop live streaming?
I believe just because they were people out across the street. I don't really know. We were elsewhere too, so we were sick of them watching our live streams and then knowing everything. They'd find out where we were going, that kind of stuff. So we started to be a little bit more secretive.
I was still
because
in
the beginning
we didn't. Happened.
In the beginning, we were a bit. I'll admit we were a bit shell shocked because none of us are. We're not all protesters. Like we don't do this for a living, so we weren't used to having people out there. Can I please, for the love of triggered, speak?
No, you interrupted me. You're a paid protester, dude.
I'm a paid protester. What have I?
He pays you guys to protest.
Who pays us to protest?
He has to protest.
Well, isn't that projection?
Wait a minute. Who pays? Whoa, hold on a second. Who pays them to protest?
Yes, please.
Santa is a business. The business has employees, right?
No, it doesn't.
They're paid protesters.
No, it doesn't.
They get paid food and gas. They got paid food and gas, and then they grifted the rest of the money off the donations to sit on the national lawn or in
false
a parking
accusations
lot.
You can't back up with any facts. It's ridiculous. You're just making accusations because you have nothing left to hold on to. There's nothing left to grasp.
Paid food and I just said it, food and gas. Did they get paid food and gas?
So we're getting paid with
food
and gas. Is that what you're saying?
I just said, did 1776 pay for the food and the gas and all that living stuff for the people of 1776 so they could go protest?
You mean feed us? Feed the camp?
Yes.
Like you're saying that's paying us?
Food and gas, and also for your parking. They provided the things you needed.
I paid for parking. I don't know what. Again, you're wrong again. We paid for our own parking. I paid for my own parking.
I heard it specifically on the life that you could, but if you
ask questions and then you don't stop talking. Why don't you go talking to Amir? Then you'll be happier. You make sense to yourself. I paid for my own parking. Again, one sentence and I can't get it out. I paid for my own parking. I have not once ever sat and asked for money from that movement. I've never put in for a reimbursement for anything. I've never done any of that. Everything I've ever done for this movement has been out of my own pocket, my own time, my own pocket, because I love the country and I know what's happening to it. That's why, because I have 5 kids and I care about where they end up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is everybody like that? Is everybody there? They're not paying for people's gas and they didn't pay for anybody's parking and they didn't pay for the food for everybody. They didn't buy things for anybody.
We had donations come in written, earmarked for food and earmarked for this, and the money that people sent in that wrote down earmarked for food, that's where it went. There was something that came in at one point. I remember Santa wouldn't allow the money to be spent on, I think it was for gas, because it said it was for food. So he made it go to food. That's how they are. These people are not like scammers. As far as I can tell, these people are not scammers or anything like that. I've always had a good experience with every single one of them. I believe that every single person there's no one there that's there for themselves. No one's there to become famous. No one's there to become rich or any of that stuff. We're there for the country. And if you can't see that or refuse to, That's your problem. Everything you've said
Well, it's
already,
kind of
there's
your
nothing.
problem now,
You've
isn't
got
it?
nothing. You clearly have nothing. You brought up the pedophile thing the whole time this conversation went on. Again, that's been handled. That's over with now. There's no sign out front that says, "Hey, pedophiles are welcome." None of that's going on. So you can keep telling all your little fan people that's happening, and they'll keep donating and they'll keep whatever, and that's fine. But
Who's donating?
I don't know, where are you staying at right now? They donating
Oh,
their
that's
space, right? You want to talk about food and gas? Aren't they donating their space to you right now?
who?
I know who.
No, you don't know who. You silly goose. You're so funny, Matt.
I do know who, but I'm not going to get into that. I have my own sources. I can email you back if you don't want. I'm not going to say it here. You don't want people to know where you are, and I'm not going to
Tell
tell
me
people
where
where
I'm
you
at.
are.
This is a good one. Email me where I'm at. But anyway, you're still not going to tell us though about David that he was disinvited. You're not going to tell us.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Just curious.
I know you are.
Yeah. I'm curious why you stayed with 1776 after you knew about the pedophiles. Why did you even want to stay with a group that with somebody whose decision making was so poor that he not only made that decision twice at least with Frank and Bandit to let them in with the kids and live there. How did you even think that person could lead an entire movement with such piss poor decision making to take on our federal government and win the freedom for every single American?
You've never made a mistake.
I didn't ask you that. I said the person who is leading and supposed to take on the entire federal government and get our freedom. How is a person with such piss poor decision making, like you said, in the first few months, he has already let 2 convicted level 3 sex offenders in with children? You tell me how somebody like that is the right person to lead America and the freedom movement.
I know his heart. But that's really it. I know his heart. I know what his motivations are. I know that he made a mistake and he's beat himself up over that mistake for a long time now. And I mean, he's a Christian and he feels horrible about it. So it's there's nothing else to really say. I don't understand.
Well, the rest of us don't want to. The rest of us don't want to. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The rest, maybe you can feel that way though, man. But the rest of the country, and I don't mean everybody, but I'm saying like me and people that I'm talking to, we don't want that.
Right.
We
so
don't want
support
somebody
it.
like that leading.
So don't support it.
We don't even want them in the movement.
So just don't support it.
How about we just don't let it in at all? We don't let cancer in to keep growing. I think this is a cancer.
I think that's a misdiagnosis.
Well, we'll see.
What's that mean?
Because, I mean, like, as you've seen, I've talked to one first group. And after you guys have getting yourself out of your cocoon and you're trying to go to the States, this is the first state. And your first event here, the 15th, that I know of anyway, and you're already disinvited. Dude, take a hint.
I get the hint. The reason that would have happened was because you went and told a bunch of old lies or some old stories and some new lies. And that's what happened, because only one person, he only heard your side of the story. That's logical. Think about it. Everyone can understand that. He's standing there. You go spit all your venom. He changes his mind. That's what happened. It's black and white. It's as simple as that.
I sent him the copy of a few things. And I got a phone call.
Did you send him your ROs?
From a friend of mine.
Did you send him your ROs?
Huh?
Did you send him your 6 ROs? You sent him those?
No, but listen, what you guys did with those restraining orders was a bunch of bullshit, and you know it.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get one. I wasn't interested in getting one.
I'm not. Sheriff's Department. How much money did y'all donate to Berkeley County Sheriff's Department? Because we all heard you.
What?
Not you, but heard on your live streams. We heard you guys talking about donating money to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department.
Oh my God!
You think it's funny asking?
You're unhinged. You're unhinged. What are you?
No, hold on a second.
Donated money to the police department.
Yeah. No, there was a report that
what was the source?
$30,000 went to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Support Fund or something like that.
$30,000. Wow, we didn't get our money's worth then.
Yeah, well,
There was no
You
money
got
given
corrupt cops.
to the
You got
police
corrupt
department. What are
cops.
you talking about? So you're accusing the Berkeley Police Department of taking bribes then or something? I don't understand what you're going what this other new crazy angle is. Man, you're just reaching at straws at this point.
Really? We'll see.
Yes, really. Yeah, absolutely, really. You've made a bunch of accusations you can't back up. You made one accusation
Accusation, can I
that's
back up? You
legitimate.
keep
That's
saying that.
legitimate and can't and has been handled. And you
What
continue
can
to
I
tell
back up?
lies and follow us across the country. My
What
gosh, like,
can't I back up?
the
You
things
keep
you've
saying
already
that I
accused.
am
Said
telling
there's
lies.
5, but you can only name 2.
You stupid motherfuckers put restraining orders on me. So part of that is sorry, your fault.
You're saying you
Part of
can't
that
say
is
the
your
name of the
fault.
people because they have a restraining on you for your horrendous actions. Really, that's what.
For
So that's your
my horrendous
excuse.
actions, really,
That's your
Mag, for
excuse.
your pedophiles.
You stand there and act as if you're just an angel or something. I don't understand how you can from your position can stand there and continue to do this. It's
I'm not a
harassment.
pedophile.
It's simply harassment. I'm not a pedophile either, Lori, and neither is
You're
anyone
a
else in the
pedophile.
movement
You
I know
support
of.
pedophiles. Your group has supported pedophiles. And
Our group
you,
has
by being
supported
involved in the group
pedophiles.
and accepting
Supported
it, has
pedophiles. What does
supported
that mean,
pedophiles.
Lori? Can you explain what supported pedophiles means?
Your group has tried to get money for the pedophiles. You have supported them by letting them live
Wait,
with children.
no. Let's take this one at a time. How did we try to get money for the pedophiles?
Vern.
Vern is not part of our group, and he was getting money for
Oh,
for
Jesus.
Bandit's wife to get to the funeral.
Is Bandit a convicted pedophile?
Yes, but he was doing it for Bandit's wife. And
No,
again,
he
I'm
said
not going to
Bandit.
defend other people's
He
actions,
said
especially
Bandit.
somebody who's not in the movement. Next.
Oh, you're saying that a wife and a husband don't share money? That it's not the same? They're not the same?
I said next. I already handled that one.
No. See, we don't. You're not in charge.
But you were going down a list. You were going. Let's not lose our place, though. What's the next thing?
Tell me what I lied about.
Tell you what you lied about. Pedo supporters.
You keep telling that I'm lying. Tell me.
I have already.
No, you haven't.
I've already answered this question many times. It's very clear what you've lied about.
Say that I'm crazy, and I'm crazy, and that
I never said you were
lied.
crazy. And if I did, I didn't mean that you were crazy. I don't want to do personal attacks and stuff like that. I'm not into that. You know, we can go down that road if you want to, but I'm not interested in it. We're pedo supporters. All the stuff about pedo supporters. Most of the stuff you went and told that guy. Most of that stuff was lies, I'm sure. It's again, you think you're backing me into a corner, but really you just look silly because you're saying the same thing over and over again. And I've already talked to you. We already went through it. We've already been through it. No coaching.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I got distracted. The person I'm staying with had to interrupt me. I'm sorry. What did I lie about? I just want to know specifically the specific lie that I told.
Oh, you've told many, Lori. Come on now. You've told
then
very
pick
many.
one if there's
I've
so
already
many.
said a couple. You said the pedo supporters and all this other garbage. It's just all garbage, Lori. Most of what you say is garbage.
But you had pedophiles there, so it is right.
Yes,
your group has had people who have gotten money.
Two of the comments you made were correct. Everything else is just played off that, so you can make a big big thing about this, so that you can get content and you can get donations and drive around the country and do all the same thing the other clowns do. That drive around and follow us around and try to shut us down and stuff like that. There's a reason that you have 6 ROs, Lori. There's a reason.
No, you want to know something? There's something maybe something you know about me is that I don't need this. I don't need it. I'm doing this because it is a passion of mine and I am committed to it now. But when I'm done with this, I got shit to go back to. I've already got a conservative activism, dude. I've already started a group in my local town. I have 2 people running for local school board, conservatives.
Maybe you should focus on that.
I'm not finished yet. I also have people who go to city council meetings, county council meetings, county commissioner meetings. I am very good friends and very
Pardon me.
much with Rhonda Miller from Purple for Parents Indiana. We work at the school level
That's
for the
wonderful.
pornography, for all the sexualizing of kids. Dude, I am a conservative activist here.
What
You
does that
are not
prove?
going to be welcome. We do not like the pedophiles, and you have that pedophile stink on you, and we will not accept it. You're not going to be accepted here. They know me. I am friends with a lot of these people. I've helped their campaigns. I have put the time in here. This is my state.
That's great.
Good luck.
What's that got to do with us?
Because you are in my state with your pedophile stink, and we don't want it on our righteous patriot freedom movements.
You keep saying pedophile stink. Is that like from like the old stuff, or is that like these pretend ones you say we have now?
It's from all of it. It's from all of it, and you can deny it, and you can get in your little echo chamber on social media, but in the real world, and in your Bunker Hill, and on the lawn where you all just sit and talk to each other, and anytime someone comes on your social media page that has a different view or doesn't like what you're doing, you just silence them and put them in the corner there so they can't speak.
No,
and you just keep patting each other on the back. That doesn't work in the real world.
What are you talking about?
Wait, let me finish. Let me tell you that, like, for any politician, they will never get near you, and I'm going to tell you why. They will never get rid of this group, because as soon as this any politician gets into a position where mainstream media could use the fact that they did anything with you guys, with a group that had pedophiles, you can shout to the rooftop, they're no longer here. We made a mistake and we're sorry. It doesn't matter. They're going to shout that out on that politician, and he's going to lose his job, and he's not going to get reelected. Do you understand that? You're going to destroy.
I understand. You just said had pedophiles. I understand that.
Even had. It's a decision that you made that was wrong, and now you got to pay for it.
And that's part of the reason the board exists as well, too. Is because of that.
Good luck to you.
It's because of that decision.
I'm just telling you how it is in the real world.
Hold on, Lori. Let him talk. Go ahead, Max.
That's part of the reason that the board exists today, is because of that decision that he made and how he felt about it and how he knew he made a mistake and that kind of stuff. He knew he needed to make a board so we could have these. That decision was made kind of on the fly. Straight up, that decision was made while he was on his way to the bathroom and someone had stopped him to talk to him or whatever. So that was the whole board idea was to eliminate these issues where one guy gets kind of backed up to a corner and has to make a decision right there. This way we can push it to the board and we can all talk about it and have our own debate about it and do that. That's what I mean. Well, we're moving in the right direction as far as to get rid of those problems, right? There's things happening in the background that you're not privy to because you're not there. But that's what's happening. That we know we made mistakes and it's being corrected or has been corrected. So this is where I'm like, why are you still riding us after that's happened, after we've already done that? You know what I mean? Like, that's honestly, it's just an honest question. That's where I don't understand why you're still doing it. Like, right. Fair enough. Is that a fair question?
Yeah, it is. I don't forgive you.
Me, like personally, or the group, or
the group?
Just clarify. I just want the whole group. Santa, me.
The group. I don't forgive you, as in the group. This decision was so egregious, and we tried to come and we tried to go to David, and we tried to go to Raptor and Oreo Express and all these people and tell them don't do it. And instead of saying we made a mistake, it was, we're going to dig in our heels and we're going to just say that we did the right decision. And y'all dug in, and I say y'all as in everybody that was there. Y'all dug in and just said our decision is righteous. We're good. And I'm sorry that you should have stopped it there, and now it's too late.
But it was corrected after that. That's what I mean.
You can say that as much as you want, but it still happened. You can't discount it just because you corrected it.
Essentially, like you just said, you're still doing this because you don't forgive us. So because of your own personal vendetta, because of your own emotions, you won't let it go.
No, because the fact is you let pedophiles live with children in a parking
Right.
lot.
That's been
And as
established
far as
and
I know,
corrected.
you
We're
still
past that
do.
now. We're
As
past.
far
No,
as
we
I know,
don't.
how would we know? You guys lie all the time
How would
about
we
the
know
pedophiles.
exactly? That's why you say it, because how would we know if you were lying? We
You've
don't.
already
And if
done
you
it
say the
once.
pedophile word, everybody goes, "Oh my God, we got to get away from them." They said pedophiles. They said there's pedophiles in there. It's ridiculous. It's a fear tactic. Saul Alinsky stuff. You should know better at
So
this point, really.
you think a
Basic
person
shit
like
is basic.
so you think a person like you specifically who believes in second chances for pedophiles is the person who should be leading our freedom
Now
movements.
you
You
asked me
believe somebody
if
who
I
lets children and pedophiles live together is somebody who should be leading our freedom movement.
now you say that I support. Is that what you just said? Yeah, I support redemption for pedophiles.
Hmm.
Those things, like, let's clarify. Okay, you asked if I believed in redemption earlier, and I said yes, or I said I believe in redemption. I don't remember the exact words. If you
Second,
want to clarify, there are obviously going to be different crimes that you have to look at case by case, right? Uh, as far as uh, everyone deserves redemption if they really seek redemption, if they repent and they seek redemption, everyone deserves redemption. Whether or not my personal opinion of that person, if I personally believe he deserves redemption, doesn't come into play. It's not my call. That's God's call. So God says everybody deserves redemption who repents. I'm going to go with that because God said it, or I believe God said it. And even if it doesn't agree with my personal feelings, right? So I assessed the situation when Bannock was there. I was there for, I think, uh, a week and a half. I think Bannock was there for, and I could be off by a little bit, but I think Bannock was there for a week and a half or something like that, maybe two, I think, and then he was gone again. Um, I met him when I was there. I said maybe 7 or 8 words to the guy. I come across him like twice. We didn't interact at all, but he was always in the same place all the time. I don't know if that was because I wasn't involved in the security then. That was real early on. So I don't know if they were doing the same thing with him as they were doing with Frankie, but it appeared that way now that I look back on it. Um, so yeah, I think everybody deserves redemption, uh, and it's not up to me to decide. You know what I mean?
well, I know what you're saying about the redemption, yes, but I said second chances. So I'm not really talking about God and the redemption
I
of
see
the
them.
Lord.
I see them similar as pretty much the same thing. I mean, they're pretty much the same thing.
Right, but I think what I'm trying to clarify is I'm not talking about whether God redeems a soul and allows them in heaven. I'm talking about after somebody does something very egregious like molesting a child, that there is no second chance anymore. You don't put that, not that I get to hurt that person or we get to kill them or anything like that. But when I say second chance, I mean you don't ever let them around another child to be harmed again because they've already done something so egregious and literally ruined a child's life for the rest of their life. You would never, and see, that's what I'm saying. How can we let people who make those decisions and believe that those decisions are okay run our freedom movements? How can we trust you not to let more pedophiles
He
in?
doesn't believe that decision was okay. He doesn't believe that decision was okay.
You
He
do,
doesn't.
right?
You
Because
keep acting like that's the present. That's the past. You keep talking like it's the present because you need it to be. I get it. But that was the past. And again, mistakes are made. He apologized. He said he would never do that again. He said he needs to do this. He made the corrections he needed to make
how about you?
as a man stepping up
How
and
about
saying, I made a mistake. I'm going to take responsibility for that mistake. What more can he do besides, I don't know what else, to get past your
you're
personal
on the
vendetta
board
that you
now?
have with the group?
You're on the board now. How about you account for your decision to let those pedophiles be there and not say anything?
There's been no pedophiles there since the board was formed.
You were at 1776. You just said what the pedophiles were there, and you didn't step up and say anything, did
I
you?
wasn't on the board. I was a nobody.
It doesn't matter if you're on the board or nobody. Aren't you a man?
Yeah, I'm a man.
Stand up. Why would you not stand up to a pedophile living in a parking lot with children?
What did
Why
you
would you
expect?
think that was okay?
So you're saying like because I didn't run over there and punch him in the face, or and take him out
I
of there
never
that
said
I'm
hit
not a
him.
man or whatever.
I
The,
said
the
say something.
situation
Why
is
didn't you
a
say
lot
it?
more complicated than that. It's just more complicated than that. You can give me the ridiculous eyes all you want. It doesn't mean anything. It's more complicated than that. It's a complicated situation that, again, I'll mention is over with. But you
And
can't let
maybe
it
if
be
you
because
had said
then you
something, it
would
never
be.
would have happened.
Right. You keep
Maybe
ragging
if
on the
people like you
beginning.
would have stood up and not been. If let me ask you something, how can we?
You
Taco
realize I was
Joe
only
can.
in and out. I wasn't there. I was in and out, in and out, in and out. I was never
And you
staying.
still stayed with that group even after they made that decision, and you still stuck by the group, right?
Yeah, I
When they had
guess so. Yeah.
pedophiles
The
there.
decision for Bandit and all that was before that. I didn't know who it was. I think the first time I met him, I didn't know who he was. I don't. It doesn't. That doesn't matter. You're focusing on things that don't matter. You're trying to attack
Don't
my. You're trying
matter.
to attack my character for a decision that somebody else made. That's
You, in other words,
ridiculous.
you're not going to apologize for staying there and letting that happen.
Letting what happen?
A pedophiles live there, dude.
Someone
You literally
be.
let the pedophiles live there. You didn't say anything, and
This
you
is this
stayed
is
there. You just kept
I
staying
love
there.
the excited look on your face, how you're tweaking a little bit, like you think you got me backed into a corner. That wasn't my place. I didn't know the man, and I didn't make that decision. So if you can't accept it,
I
that's
hear that
great.
from all of you.
I
Ain't
know
that
that you're not going to get past this because you need it, and you're angry at everybody there because you got kicked out. So that makes sense. I understand where you're coming from, but it's time as a 51-year-old to grow up and start acting like you're 51. It's time to admit that the mistakes were made. They were corrected. They were admitted to. He was a man about it and stood up and took responsibility for that. And that should be it. There's no pedophiles in the group. Rather, she just claims there's 3 pedophiles in the group. Where are those pedophiles? I know of no pedophiles in the group. She can say there's pedophiles in the group. She can make all kind of accusations over and over again, but she doesn't back them up with any facts. She backs them up with her silly emotions, and that's the end of it. That's the
Okay.
end. I'm out of here. I
Okay.
appreciate the time.
Hold on a second. Are you going to email her
Oh
so
yeah, I'll
she can
follow up with her.
email
Yeah,
you back?
I absolutely
Okay.
will.
And will you follow up and let us know that it did happen and
Yeah,
things like
absolutely,
that? All right, man.
absolutely.
I
I imagine she
appreciate.
got off so that she could get that email started. Probably.
She might have. Well, you got to email her first because she doesn't have your email
Yeah.
address.
Well, that's out
Okay.
there, but yeah, I'll hit her up.
All right, man.
I'll send
Thank
her
you.
the email right now. That's
All
that's
right.
what I mean. Like again, it's that's all old news. Like again, I can't reiterate it enough. You have to respect a man who makes a mistake and steps up and admits a mistake, corrects the mistake, apologizes for the mistake, moves on to avoid those further mistakes. That's how we handled it, like men, right? I'm not here to defend anyone else's decisions. I'm not here to do any of that. I can't be responsible for someone else's decisions. It's not my place. I can say how I saw it. I can say my experience. I can say that we went there and as security, we were all over Frankie. We were all over him, needlessly,
Okay.
I'll say, but we were all over that situation, and we went around and like we talked to the people that were there, explained it to them. On a side note, before Frankie came, he drove from Oregon. He sent us his paperwork. He sent it when he got to the gate. He told us he coming. He sent us his paperwork ahead of time. He got to the gate, showed us his paperwork again. He walked in the gate like, look, I don't want to cause any problems. Here's my stuff. I want you to look at it. You tell us if what it is. He was very very like that. It was Frankie was an impressive guy. I will say that. And the background on him on a side note is he grew up with a cross dressing man that was also a pedophile and put him through absolute hell until he was 13 years old when the offense happened when he was 13 years old. The parents of the other child did not want to press charges, although the police did anyway. So I'm not defending the situation, but people need to understand the facts. They act as if there was a kid there was a pedophile in the street doing pedophile things, and then we invited him in, like you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's gotten pretty old. So I will follow up with her. I'll send her an email right now, just to get that out of the way, and then we'll see
All
what
right.
happens. I'll get back with you and let you know what
I
happens.
appreciate that, and please tell David he is welcome to schedule and come on here and talk anytime he wants as well.
We'll do. We'll do.
All right. I
Thanks for the time.
appreciate that. All right. Thank you, man. See you
Yep.
soon.
Yep. Bye bye.
There we go. Quite the eventful night. Hard to sit back and just, not jump in every once in a while. But we provided a situation where two people that wanted to have a conversation with each other could do so. And where's the after party going to be? I do thank you all for watching. Oh gosh, the I look down at a comment and it flies away. So I was going to say, if anybody has any comments or questions here before we wrap up. Dr. Justice for All says, I won't say Lori won, but Mags definitely lost. After party is in Indiana, according to Hissy Cat. Puff Puff Pass, according to Laura. Dixie Outlaw Mama, all three husbands have the same last names. I'm not sure what that is. Thank you, Armanda. Ask the RCC about the victims. Lori won. 1776 cult doesn't care about the victims. Straight to Lori is a liar. Doofus, please don't claim to be unbiased. Okay, thank you, Cynthia Reed. Sean American Rebels. Mags was telling the truth. Lori doesn't need help. Pedos hide their actions. Again, it's going by so fast. Baldy Banks, 1776, lost tonight. Baldy Banks, the last video with Trump inviting 1776 to Mar-a-Lago is that, and both of them. The one before that with Trump talking about AP. Oh, sure, Knuckles. We'll set something up when you can come on. Knuckles is an OG. He's been on the program several times. Mags lost bigly. Mags won. Okay. No one won. Everyone lost. Switzerland. Is 1786 a cult? I don't know. 1791. Lori Arnold has many supporters. Yes, she does. And it'll be interesting to see this coming Saturday in Nashville, Indiana, what happens if 1776 shows up, if there are counter protesters to 1776, or if there are counter protesters to the actual event because of them. Mags won big time. Lori lost and crying in her camera. Lori wasn't crying in her corner. I'm sorry. Lots of us 1776 are going to Indiana, according to Gator Girl. So much love for Lori from Wisconsin. Taurus 76 Rising. 1776 is not a cult. Hey, Spoon, thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you from an active duty U.S. military family. Greatly appreciated that, Spoon. Thank you. Lori shut Mags down. He's a liar, and everyone could see that. Okay, that's fine. I saw that, Spark. You're not unbiased, Doofus, in my opinion. It shows. Um, Doofus, you're not impartial. Impartial. I know whose side you're on. Wait a second. 1176 will survive. Okay. 1776 is a cult. Frank was a minor. 1776 bowel movement is a cult. Oomph. Lori's host shut her down. It was starting to echo really bad, and I think the signal was failing, and I think she was trying to move just to a place where a better signal was coming in. 1776 has way too much damage, and more continues to come out. Now they have porn stench. Stop giving attention to these liars, Lori, Ant, and AP. Actually, Ant's only been on here one time. He's in chat a lot, and I do appreciate that, and he's welcome on here anytime. AP's never been on here. She's in chat, and always welcome, and welcome on anytime. And Lori... Lori is not afraid to speak her mind and agree with her, disagree with her. She'll let you know what she thinks. Thank you, Sean American Rebel. Thank you very much. Doofus is definitely biased. He led Lori at the beginning to cover up her lies. I led Lori? Now, at the beginning, I asked Lori, what motivated her to go down and mess with the squirrels. Because personally, I didn't think that was a smart thing to do. And a lot of people have asked me, why did she do that? Is 1776 a cult? There's sure been some cult-like... qualities, I'll put it that way. Suicide Squad is definitely a cult. Okay. All 1776 does is make excuses for the child sex offenders. 1776 is not a cult. 1776 is a bunch of scammers. See, this is why I have this. And why I try to do this is so that you can get your opinions out and see both of their views. According to Knuckles, I see both of their views, but they should work together, not against each other. Not just porn, raunch, kink, porn. Yeah, if and I haven't been to the site. But some of the stuff, and I don't know if there are receipts as far as how long it was going on. Is it still going on? But it's the 1776 group said, we don't care about optics. And the fact is, optics matter. And something to think about. Lori, Arnold, bye. Felicia, American Doofus Channel. Thanks, Crypt Keeper. You're welcome. Every time I get ready to answer something in the chat, it pops back up. And I thank you all. I thank everybody for being involved. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you'll consider hitting the subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we do this midnight Eastern Daylight Time 11 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. in the Pacific. We do it at least 4 times a week. It's Late Night America on the American Doofus channel. Coming up on Thursday of this coming week, Telescope's going to be on here. And we're going to talk about some things, including the internet and the impact of internet activity. And he'll probably take some questions if you want to be there. And thank you again, Spoon. Thank you. $49.99 super chat. I'm going to show you something here real quick as we wind down. There's not everybody's, a lot of people have left already. So those that have stuck around, I'm going to show you a little something here. This is my page. This is my studio. 100,000 hours of watch time. So people have spent over 100,000 hours watching this channel, and it's greatly appreciated. In the past 28 days, 15,600 views, and people have spent 4.4 thousand hours watching, and I'm going to make $32.99. All right, so if you're one of those that think you make a whole bunch of money on YouTube, you can, some have, but when you do it the way we do it here, and it's about trying to provide quality content that you're not going to get anywhere else, and talk about things that other people aren't going to talk about, we don't get a lot of advertising, and a $49.99 super chat doubles I'll be able to pay my internet this month. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. Patricia, thank you, Barry, for letting truth be said, 76 members only ban and censor it. That's, we don't want to ban and censor things. Some people get to the point where you gotta say bye. But we try to make that the rare exception, and try to make the rule being, it's not an echo chamber. It's okay to have differences of opinions and to maybe look at things differently. So I love you all, and I will be back for certain Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. And I'll probably take tomorrow night off and be back Monday and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. But next Thursday, for sure, Telescope's going to be here. If you've got a story and you'd like to be on the program, email me, americandufus@gmail.com, americandufus@gmail.com. And if you'd like to help support the show, as Spoon is so graciously done, you can do that with a Cashapp, $ American Doofus, again, all one word, AMERICANDUFUS. Also in the descriptions, I've got 3 novels that are out there. The last one, my latest one, is called America, Land of the Greed, Home of the Grave, and it's about an attempted takeover of the United States, and it's a good read. I think you'd enjoy it. And with all that being said, Mags will be back on here at some point. He's going to tell David. We might have David Rydell on here at some point, and we might have you on here at some point. You never know. And thank you for being on here, Lori Arnold. Thank you for being on here, Americans, and all of you watching. Thank you for being a part of all this. Thank you for your chats. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your notes, your emails, your comments. I love y'all sincerely, and I hope you have a blessed rest of the day now that we are officially Sunday, the 9th day of October, at least here in the Eastern time zone, in the Central time zone, and in the Mountain time zone. You got another hour left out on the West Coast until it's officially Sunday. But thank you all. I love you all. And it is a dark world. It's a dangerous world. Try to be a light and definitely be safe. And